Friend lies about me and the professor. I expose her affair and destroy her life. I'm a 19-year-old female, second-year college student. I have a classmate named Shay, who I can't call a friend anymore after what she did to me. Shay and I were close friends from the first week of college. We used to hang out, have sleepovers at each other's places, and knew every detail of each other's lives. We shared a common interest in movies and games, which made us click instantly. However, there was one more thing we had in common: competitiveness. In the first semester, Shay secured the third rank in our class, while I stood fourth. I was content with being in the top 5, but Shay wasn't happy being behind 2 other students. She pledged to top the class in the next semester. However, she slipped to the 4th rank and I secured the 6th. I was a bit disheartened as I wanted to remain in the top 5, but Shay was more affected. We both pledged to work harder together. Our sleepovers turned into study nights, and our hangout spot changed from cafes to the library. Most of our conversations revolved around studies. When the 3rd semester results came out, I stood 2nd, while Shay secured the 3rd rank. She was shocked and broken. She stopped all communication with me. Initially, I thought she was just upset because she didn't get the top rank, and I gave her space, thinking she would be fine after a few days. However, a week passed with no contact from her. The college was closed during that time, and she didn't reply to my texts or answer my calls. Yet, she was hanging out with other friends, as I saw in their social media stories. I know it sounds childish, but in the last 1.5 years of knowing each other, Shay and I never ignored each other like this. We always went out together and only hung out with others when either of us was busy. This time, she didn't even ask me to join her and was clearly ignoring me. I called up the other friend who posted a picture of Shay and herself in a cafe. She told me that Shay was distraught with the result and more disheartened because I ranked higher than her. I thought this friend was just trying to create distance between us by speaking ill of Shay, so I didn't indulge further. 2 weeks after the results, classes resumed. When I entered the class, I saw Shay sitting with the class topper, Tom. He had been the consistent class topper since the first semester. I smiled and waved at her, but she looked at me with a straight face. I went and sat on another bench, alone. It was evident that she wanted to stay away from me. Gradually, I realized that the other friend might have been telling the truth. Shay had secured the 3rd rank even in the first semester, but didn't distance herself from me then. It was clear she was angry because I ranked higher than her this time. I felt bad for a few days because I considered Shay my best friend and never let competition affect our friendship. My rank was behind hers in the first 2 semesters, but I never held a grudge against her. I'm just feeling so annoyed at her immaturity. She ruined our friendship just for the sake of a few marks. College is a place where rumors spread faster than anywhere else. Within a few days, everyone noticed that Shay and I were sitting apart and ignoring each other. People quickly theorized that it was due to the results. Everyone knew how competitive Shay was and how she sulked for days after every semester's results. A few classmates tried to speak to me regarding Shay, probably looking for gossip, but I ignored it. I didn't want to fuel the rumors further. Gradually, I moved on and started hanging out with other friends, while Shay and I ignored each other as much as possible. In our 4th semester, we had a professor who was my cousin's friend. I didn't know about it until he entered our class. He was new to the college and instantly recognized me. He spoke to me briefly, and since he was young and handsome, everyone's eyeballs were fixated on me. After class, many students asked me if I knew him. I explained that he was my cousin's friend and had attended my cousin's wedding. After that first interaction in class, we never spoke again. He was just a professor, and I behaved as normally as any student would. After a few days of initial curiosity, my classmates moved on, but Shay didn't. She started spreading rumours that the professor and I were dating. She even claimed to have seen us making out in the college library. This was the height of false news. I ignored it until now, but the rumour had reached the teacher's staff room. Yesterday, after class, I approached the professor with some doubts. He snapped at me, saying all doubts should be cleared in class and he wouldn't entertain anything separately. I was shocked at his behaviour and realised he had been ignoring me for the past few days. The rumour had likely reached him and he was avoiding any conversation with me. I'm now fed up with all this false gossip and mentally traumatised. Shay is crossing all limits to defame me. I overheard her telling Tom that they should capture the first 2 ranks and not let others slip in. Our 4th semester exams are next week, and I'm unable to concentrate on my studies. The rumour that I was making out with the professor has made me the gossip subject of the college. Today, one of the professors indirectly taunted me, saying I should concentrate more on my studies than on teachers. This is humiliating. I wanted a place to rant about that, which I'm definitely going to deal with her once the exams are over. People are right when they say that friends turned enemies are the deadliest of their kind. My reaction for OP. Shay's jealousy towards you proves she was never a true friend, and now there are all these rumours about you and the professor. I'm on the edge of my seat. What the hell are you going to do? Now, on to the updates. Update 1. Hi all, I'm now a first-year student, and I'm so excited to be in the senior badge of the college. I have some interesting updates, so hang in there. My second-year exams are over, and the results were declared 2 weeks ago. Guess what? I was still able to hold my 2nd rank. Tom is still the unbeatable topper, and neither do I intend to beat him. But, my dearest ex-friend, Shay, has slipped to 4th position. If you realise how devastating it is for her. According to everyone's reports, she has been fuming with anger ever since the results were out. She has come up with a new rumour about me, that the professor has leaked the exam questions to me beforehand, and that's how I was able to withhold my rank. She even went ahead to say that I was able to pass in all the previous semesters due to the professor leaking the questions to me. She doesn't realise that people have stopped taking her seriously, because even rumours should be believable. The professor joined our college only at the start of our 2nd year, but I've been a good student right from the 1st year of college. Our classmates are acting like media journalists, hopping from one political party to another for their comments and then mocking them both. So I have absolutely stopped talking about Shay. Last week, the professor messaged me saying that he was sorry for being rude to me, but he had done it to clear off the rumour spreading in the college. He also said he heard the new rumours accusing him of leaking the paper to me. I said I knew about it. He insisted that I confront Shay about this and clear off the misunderstanding, because it was also hampering his reputation. I respectfully declined his request because if I ever confronted Shay about this, she would manipulate the conversation and spread that I was pleading with her not to expose my secret to anyone. I told him it was just a matter of a year when we would leave the college and then he could have a peaceful life here. The professor said that he was not in the mood to bear any more tantrums from Shay and would complain to the dean regarding her. But before doing so, he wanted to check with me if any open-hearted conversation would help solve the matter. I said that she was not in for it. She would blow up that conversation into another made-up story. So, it is better to involve the authorities in this matter when we are not the ones who are wrong. Yesterday, the dean called for Shay in the middle of the class. When the dean's assistant entered the class and asked Shay to follow him to the dean's cabin, she turned pale and everyone smirked at each other. anticipating another wave of juicy gossip. Tom also turned red because he was Shay's new boyfriend. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also got to know, of course from others, that Shay and Tom are dating. I mean, they are a thing. She used to call Tom to her house, asking him to teach her before the exams. And that's how they started dating each other. Some also say that she is involved with one of the junior boys. I take all this gossip with a pinch of salt, but I'm betting the second one to be false. But you never know. After returning from college, I visited my cousin, the one who was the professor's friend. I gave him the hot gossip which was going around in the college. He said that the last time he met the professor, he did tell him that something of this sort was happening. We both had a good laugh. Then my cousin called the professor and asked him what had happened in the dean's office. The professor said he would come to my cousin's house later in the evening. My cousin and I waited patiently for him to arrive and give us the juicy gossip. He came in the evening and told us how the dean had taken Shay's class. He was not present inside the cabin during the conversation, but the assistant told him everything. The dean started off by politely asking if she had any evidence of the claim she was making. She turned into denial mode, saying she didn't understand what he was saying. He asked her directly if she thought that the professor was leaking questions to me. She denied it and said that she didn't know anything about it. The dean also asked if she suspected the professor was having an unacceptable relationship with any student. She denied that too, saying that she doesn't know anything about these. She further acted as if it was so strange that she was being asked these questions, because she didn't know anything about it. She started crying and said she was in college only for studies and didn't get involved in stupid gossip. Yet she was being questioned like a criminal. The dean informed Shay that prior to her, a few other students were also questioned separately, but they all claimed that she was the one who had spread those rumors against the professor. She kept denying it, saying that everyone was ganging up against her as they were envious of her grades. Really funny, yeah? She was given a warning that she should not malign others' reputations in the college. I was surprised to know that all these things were happening in the college. I asked the professor if it was true that the other students were also questioned. He said yes. When he complained to the dean that Shay's rumors were killing his reputation to the extent that he was being mentally tortured, the dean took it seriously and investigated the matter. But before jumping to the conclusion, he also interrogated several students of the class and other professors. The investigation concluded that it was Shay who was spreading the rumors because she was the one envious of my grades. We all had a hearty laugh after hearing the whole deal. What a stupid girl she is. I'll update you if anything develops. Update 2. Hello peeps, I'm just about to be a college graduate. My final exams are just around the corner. This year has been extremely busy and equally fun. A lot has happened during that time, but I was juggling college and my summer internship, hence I could not make an update. For all the people who commented on my post that they see something popping up between the professor and me, let me tell you that he is already engaged. His fiancée knows all of these stories. In fact, after the last meet at my cousin's place, we had a couple of more hangouts where his fiancée also joined us. As I informed you in my earlier post, Tom and Shay were dating. The relationship cost Tom very badly. Let's see how. 6 months after those incidents, when the results of the 5th semester came out, guess who was the topper? Me, yes. Tom slipped to 2nd, while Shay remained at 4th. This time, there were no rumours. She had got the lesson of her life from the dean, hence, she did not say a word against me. Some of our classmates did go to her, seeking some new gossip, but this time she snapped at them. Apart from all these, I have a very amusing update. Our classes have concluded to give us time for our final exams. So the final year students are not going to the college, only the occasional visits to the library or for projects. 2 weeks ago, I was in the college library to fetch some books. There, I met one of my classmates, who was also there for books. While leaving the college, she suggested going for a smoke on the terrace. I don't know why we took the secluded stairs instead of the elevator, but I'm glad we did. On the 3rd floor, we heard some whispers. At first, we were both scared and wanted to run away, but later, we realized that someone was making out. I know it's evil, but curiosity got the better of us, and we sneaked into the corner from where the whispers were coming. We didn't see them, but we could hear them clearly. Since the college was empty at the time and the echo was loud, we were not able to recognize the boy's voice. But you know who the girl was? It was Shay. She was making out with that junior boy. So the rumor that she was doing that with one of the junior boys was true. An idea clicked in my head and I started recording them while they were making out. She also said how terribly she missed him and how awful Tom was in bed. The guy asked why she didn't break up with Tom. She said she wanted to distract Tom from his studies and hence was killing his time. She laughed, saying she even succeeded in distracting Tom, and the poor guy slipped to the 2nd position. The conversation was not smooth, with their moans in between, but I was able to figure out what she was saying. We left the place for a while. My friend even tried to sneak further inside to see what they were actually doing, but I pulled her out. I heard the recordings carefully several times, and then realized that she was dating Tom just to distract him from his studies, and was even successful in doing it. The next thing I did was send those recordings to Tom through a fake social media account. I could have done that through my original account as well, but he might not have believed it, and Shay would have labelled it to be a conspiracy, since everyone knew about her anonymity. Tom replied back, thanking me and asking for my identity. I said that I was just trying to help him expose his wicked girlfriend. A few days later, Tom posted that audio in the class group, along with the chat messages of Shay where she was talking to that junior guy about destroying Tom's career by dating him. The friend who was with me that day had secretly messaged Shay, pretending to be Tom while she was asleep, and then copied the chat messages from her phone. In the class group, he announced his breakup with Shay and called her a gold digger. After that incident, Tom and I became good friends again, but this time we had no intentions of dating each other. We had lots of conversations about Shay and our 2nd year when she actually came in between us. 2 days after the class incident, I got a call from the professor. He asked me if I knew about the Shay incident and if I had heard that audio. I said I was the one who made that audio. He laughed a lot and said he was glad that Shay was finally exposed. Then he invited me to his wedding and asked if I could help him prepare for the wedding. I agreed to help and I was there at his wedding. I gifted him a framed photo of him and his wife, which I captured during their first visit to my cousin's place. They both loved it. The wedding went well. After the wedding, he left the college and moved to another city, so I don't have much to tell about him. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.